I hope these videos fire you up to work on your next game. Alright, I'm Lauren with New Media Rights, and you're watching LAGD, the series about legal assistance for game developers. This is the final part of the NDA episode. Yay! I'm going to talk about the kind of problems that you might run into even with an NDA, as well as wrap up what this whole series has been about and some general tips. So, question 4. What are the typical problems you'll have with an NDA after it's written? Let's assume that you decided that your project required more than an informal NDA sent around through emails. Now you found a good template and you tailored it to your project. You actually have to get the people to sign it. But anybody who you show it to, especially if they're your friends, may feel like you're asking them to sign it because you don't trust them. We don't want to ruin any friendships now. This is actually a pretty common response to NDAs. Most people won't sign them. And the people who are generally willing to sign them are people who wouldn't usually cause you problems anyway. So the only words of wisdom here is to push the people you envision may cause you the most problems to sign, and if other people decide not to, at least you tried. If you're paying anyone on the project, you can make it hiring that person onto the project contingent with signing the NDA. This is a typical way of encouraging people to sign. Also, offer to make it less broad or add certain terms or exceptions that will encourage people to sign it. Remember, it isn't an all or nothing situation. The NDA is mainly there to control the actual risks that you envision with the project, not some theoretical problems that may never actually happen. After all, you should know the final big problem with NDAs. Even if they're well written and signed, they're really difficult to enforce legally. Lawsuits can be expensive. Probably much more expensive than the typical indie game makes, or the typical disclosure will make you lose. So even if the NDA is breached, you may not be able to hire a lawyer to do anything about it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why have we been talking about the NDAs for the last 3 episodes when they don't really do anything? Okay, chill out for a second. The point of the NDA is to get everyone on the same page of expectations for how you're going to work together. If someone doesn't know early on the kind of information that they should keep to themselves and confidential, they may share it by mistake. So even though they'd actually be really, apologetic and sorry that they shared the information, that information would still be out there. So NDAs on small projects are all about getting people on the same page, talking about all of the things that could be problems so that everyone knows about those potential problems and tries to avoid them. Once everyone knows what's supposed to stay secret and for how long, most of your problems will be solved. And if you have a piece of paper, even if it's not legally enforceable, you can still informally remind them that they signed an agreement and they'll probably just stop doing what they're doing when they're not supposed to be doing it. Moving on, let's wrap this up. So in conclusion, how complicated and formal or informal your NDA should be directly relates to the length and complexity of the project that you're working on. If you're working on a very short-term project, say a flash game that will only take a month to complete and cost almost nothing to make, a formal NDA may be overkill. Basically, take stock of what you're making and how long it'll take, how much money you're going to invest in it, and use your best judgment. It's your behind that you're protecting after all. If you're unsure of what you should do in this arena, ask New Media Rights at our website, newmediarights.org. Now that I'm out of breath and I never want to say the word NDA again, hopefully you found this video to be helpful. We have a lot of different subject matters to cover, and hopefully you'll be watching to figure out ways that you can protect yourself and your game. If you like what we do, please donate to New Media Rights. We're a non-profit. It's tax deductible. Yay, taxes! You can donate at our YouTube channel or at newmediarights.org. Thanks, and keep an eye out for the next LAGD episode.